In this video, I'll show you the process of buying a domain name. But before we actually get into that process, let us first see what a domain name is. If you open up google.com and if you focus on this address bar of your browser, you'll notice there are 4 different components of this URL. The first component is this, which is the protocol. The second component is the subdomain. This is the domain, and this is the top level domain, which is often referred to as a TLD. We won't be discussing these 2 components in this video. We'll be focusing our attention on the domain and the top level domain. So there are thousands of different TLDs to choose from. You can choose a .com domain, a .co domain, .org, .net, .co. All of these are different TLDs. And this portion of the URL is the domain name on which we are going to be concentrating. Let us see an alternate way of opening the same website, google.com. If I open up my terminal and I issue this ping command on google.com, we'll be shown this IP address of the computer on which google.com is hosted. If I copy this and paste it into the address bar and hit enter, you'll see google.com opens up. Similarly, if I issue ping command on, let's say, facebook.com, if I copy this IP address and paste it into the address bar, you'll see Facebook opens up. So you can see it is not mandatory to have a domain name in order to open a website. You can simply type in the IP address of the computer on which the website is hosted, and the website will definitely open up. But it is not a user-friendly approach. It is not easy to memorize so many different IP addresses of all the different websites that you need to visit on a regular basis. There has to be a mechanism which makes opening a website easier, and that particular mechanism is the domain name. We won't be discussing the resolution part of we won't be discussing the process of how these domain names get resolved into those IP addresses. It all happens automatically behind the scenes. But what we'll be focusing on is the actual process of buying a domain name, and we'll also be discussing what things you need to keep in mind while you purchase the domain name. So I'll head over to the website namecheap.com. This is the website from where I get most of my domains from, simply because of its ease of use, and the prices are also very good. You can buy your domain name from any other registrar. There are tons of them, but I normally prefer namecheap.com. So on Namecheap, let us first try to search for a domain. Suppose we perform a search for google.com. Namecheap tells us that this particular domain was registered back in 1997. What this means is domain names are unique. You cannot buy a domain name which has already been bought by someone else. No 2 different websites can have the same domain name. If you want to buy a domain name for yourself, it has to be unique. So let us try to do another search for this domain. Namecheap tells us this is available, and it also tells you the pricing, and it also suggests a few other variations of this domain. These are the different TLDs, .guru, .net, .dev, .ai. But I would highly recommend to stick to .com domain, because it is the most popular TLD and it has also got its own SEO benefits. Another thing that you need to keep in mind is the length of the domain name. Try not to go beyond 15 or 16 characters in length. Try to stick to something below 15 or 16 characters. make sure your domain name is easy to remember. Otherwise, people will commit mistakes while typing your domain name into their address bars of their browsers. And the second thing is avoid having hyphens in the domain name. Try to keep it as one word if possible. Obviously, domain names have to be unique. In case you need to book a domain name that is not available, and you want to stick to .com, sometimes you will be forced to have something like this. It's perfectly fine, it's valid, but try not to have this. So I'll go ahead with this domain name. This is what I want to buy, and I'll click on add to cart. So the domain has been added to my cart. Let us click on checkout. I don't want to auto renew. WhoisGuard is being offered for free. Whois is nothing but Namecheap is offering me an ability to keep my details confidential from the general public. So nobody on the internet would be able to know who is the owner of this domain. Obviously, the choice is yours. You can disable or enable it. It is up to you. I don't want premium DNS. I am 100% sure you also don't need this as of now. So I don't need anything else. So let us click on confirm order. If you don't already have an account on Namecheap, you'll need to create one. Just select a username, the password that you want to have, your personal details, your email address, and simply click on create account and continue. I actually happen to have an account on Namecheap, so I'll use that account. I'm signing in. Account creation is a fairly simple process. You won't find any issues with that. So you need to select a mode of payment. I already have my card added, so I think I'm good to go. One-year registration, this is the cost. Just make sure that the spelling is correct. Complete wpmastery.com and click on pay now. Buying a domain name is a very simple process and does not normally take more than 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your payment method and whether or not you are able to find the domain name you're looking for. Okay, so the purchase is complete, and once this is done, you'll get some emails from Namecheap, and you can always head to your dashboard and see whether or not this domain has been booked or not. For me, this has been booked. If I go to manage, I can see that the domain is valid for 1 year from now. Okay, so this was a fairly easy process. In the next video, we'll see how to buy a web hosting and how to connect that web hosting to this domain that we've recently bought.